it's my birthday, and because of my issue with the cicadas, my friend was like, "What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday?" I told him I want my lawn mowed. So he's gonna be coming over today to mow my lawn. Thank you, friend. You the best. I'm so upset with myself right now. I just finished editing this video and I went to go play it on my TV to make sure everything looked right, because right now, until I get the equipment that I need, I do all my editing on my phone. And I am so upset that I had something on my nose and I can't take it back. But I can't take it back. I can't change it. I can't re-record that. I'm not going to record that. It is what it is. So I'm going to go back as I'm finishing doing this to edit out a lot of that scene. I am so sorry you had to see the next couple of minutes. I'm so sorry. As you can see, as my little quick tour around my houseplants, 50, 60 some-ish houseplants, they look bad. They're struggling. I went maybe not last week, but the week before that. I kind of missed the watering, and these plants are so temperamental. They will let you know that they are not happy with you. So the plants that I'm going to focus on today are going to be the plants that really went through it when I missed that watering, and that's going to be my philodendrons and my pothos plants. Yes, they're hardy. You miss a watering, they look sad. Leaves die, you water them, they perk right up, but some of the leaves died, and that's making them look black. So I'm going to focus on that, and that's going to keep my video from being too long. Pothos and Philodendrons used to be my favorite plant. That used to be my go-to plant. But right now, baby, let me tell you, it's the Hoyas. It's the Hoyas for me, because the Hoyas are like in the same vein as succulents. You miss a watering, whatever, they're storing water in their leaves. They're my favorite, but right now they're not struggling. Like I said, philodendrons and pothoses. I still have not put plants outside. I don't know if you saw my big tall rubber tree begging to go outside. Pruning, cutting off the dead leaves, inspecting your plants is really important for plant maintenance. You catch if you have thrips. You catch if you have spider mites, aphids, things like that. You catch those things, and then you could clean off the leaves, and then you can wash the leaves, because dust accumulates from your house onto the leaves, and they need their leaves to be clean so they can actually go through photosynthesis, so they can produce the oxygen, so they can take in your CO2, so they can grow, so that they can thrive. Right now, I mean, I think since the last time I did a plant cleaning, it's been about 3-4 months, so they're due. So I'm gonna just get going, and I might chit chat while I'm doing it, but I'm gonna take them off the shelf where they're at and bring them over to the sink. Now, the difficult ones are these that are up here. If I take it to the top, they bald headed up top. All their foliage is down at the bottom. My heart-shaped philodendron is not doing too well. Just not happy where it's at. I don't know her tea. She's growing. She has new growth, but up there, bald-headed hoe. Right there, yeah. Then next to her to the left is my Brazil. That one is pulling out of the dirt. How it's still alive, I don't know. But it's got new growth, all stupid. That's the one that's like right there. But I need to add soil up top. I'll figure it out. And then I have my golden pothos here. That's coming down and wrapping around the wall around my pictures. And then this one was what kind of pothos? Not a mandula. I have to look it up. If I'm wrong, I'll put it up. But it's not getting enough light the further down it comes, so it's kind of losing its variegation. And it's just going to become a rather regular pothos pretty soon. I mean, some of the leaves are ready. And you see the brown spots. That's just a sign of inconsistent watering. But you see it's lost its variegation. So anyway, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to deal with those today. But let's get it going. Also, I'm trying to shoot this video before my children wake up. I know one is up, but he's gonna not come downstairs right away because he's supposed to feed the dogs. And you know, he's not gonna want to come down there and do that right away. So he's gonna stay up there as long as he can. These two plants actually came from a spread. My father passed away in 2014. These are heart-shaped philodendron, and they came from that spread. I had got clippings from my mom because she had all the plants, and she still has them. And the golden pothos that was a part of that spread, the leaves now are as big as your hand. Gorgeous. This plant had grew at least 8 feet long. That's how long it started vine. And then I missed, or I was late on a couple of waterings, and it died off. So I chopped it up. Some went into this, and you see, it's the watering, so the leaves died off. But then some that needed to be rooted went in here, and then I had an empty pot, and so I put the end part in the pot so it can root in here, so I can eventually cut that off. And it worked. Rooted, and it's getting more. I could either leave it the way it is, cut it off, and be done with it, but out of 3 of the vines, only 1 has roots. But the water roots have come in really good, so I might just plant it. But I want to pick up all the dead leaves. As far as light requirements for philodendrons, pothos, all that, indirect sunlight, that's what they say. So if you have like a south facing window or east or west, you want to pull it away from the window a little bit. But let me tell you something. As long as I stay up on the watering, these plants are smack dab in a south facing window. Like, they are happy getting direct sunlight. As long as I water them properly, they don't have a problem. And if I move them away from that south facing window, they'll be upset. But yeah, they usually say if you have them in those windows, just to pull them back so the sun's not like fully beating on them. And I might have to close my blinds. Or my curtains.
little boy, and I'm starting to get to the age where I live to get paid.
Well, bye.
And you know, no, not like that. I mean, like, I forgot what I was going to say.
Exactly. Hi. It looks a whole lot better now. We do have new growth. We got new leaves coming in. So she happy. She was just upset with me that I missed the watering. So now, what are we going to do about this?
Kill him. Finish him. You win. Perfect.
This is why I try to record while they're still in the bed. So this is rooted. This is not. What I want to do is cut it off here. Cut that off here. And put this in the dirt. I waited a little bit too long. I should have did it when it was more baby. You got this one. And this one. So I think what I'm gonna do is repot this with the dirt that I have. Now, I have Miracle-Gro potting mix. I just got it because it was there. Most potting soil, you're going to have a crap ton, and that's Miracle-Gro is one of those. I know people boil their soil and all this other stuff. I don't have time. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. But this was in my car for a few days, and it was hot. I don't know. But the last time I did that, I have that, and I also have my garden soil. The last time I left soil in my car for days like that, it got infested with gnats. And I was just thinking about that right now, but it didn't happen this time. Thank you, Jesus. You don't want to get a pot that's entirely way too big. Because I found out plants will die if the pot's too big. Plants will die if the pots are too small. And that was the root that was growing in there. He was pretty happy. And let's see. I'm going to cut you right here. Put your, and the key is to keep the roots moist. It's got a lot of nodes on this, and I want growth to start to come out. Some of those nodes, and what it is, it's not going to come out of the actual node, but it's going to veer off and create another vine. So I don't want it to be too bald. So there's a node here. This is where the spaces were long because it wasn't happy, and then when it got happy, the spaces were shorter. So there's one node there, and then one node here. I'm going to cut it past that third node. And you got this one. And truth be told, the way these roots are going, I might be able to put this in a bigger pot, but we'll see. This got happy after being in the water, so you see how it's bald up here. I'm going to leave it bald, but I'm going to bury some of the nodes into the soil because that will stimulate root growth, so it won't be too bad. So it's going to be like that. And you had one that was getting a little bitty baby. A little bitty baby. Let's see if it's going to focus. There you go. The roots aren't that long.
Isn't they gonna die?
It may. But it's all in the name of science. But it has a little bit of a root. We'll see. Put you in there. And then we're going to put some of the soil back. Alright, I'm going to use the same water that the roots were in to water it. And to get the water roots acclimated to the soil, I'm gonna do my best to keep the soil damp. Miss Ma'am looks a little bit better. All right, this is other Miss Ma'am. And I made this. Let me tell you how crafty I could be.
Look at me.
When I first started with looking at crafty things on YouTube, they were like, oh, make a bowl, Dollar Tree, blah, blah, blah. So these are 2 Dollar Tree glass bowls that I glued together. And then I got nautical rope from the Dollar Tree with my nifty glue gun and glued it like that. And then I put rocks in it from the Dollar Tree. So my plants will sit in it and it elevates it in case I do overwater it. And it's not sitting in the water. What do you mean? Crafty. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know you like it. My friend, y'all, he the bestest. Hey, friend. My neighbor gave me, it's a Mandula Pothos. Yeah. I missed the watering. Now this particular plant is a plant that I am going to put in my greenhouse once the cicadas go bye-bye. Because the leaves are getting small. Again, it's smack dab in a south-facing window. I did water it yesterday. The soil still feels good, but it has the spots showing. I wasn't watering properly, so it has spots from that. And again, oh no, look, she needs to be up potted. Let's see. I didn't even know all this was going on. I didn't know all that was going on, child. This is why you got to check on your plants. And I also forgot to clean off these leaves. It's been growing and growing. Look at that. Now they usually say when plants have variegated leaves like this, they definitely can't take direct sunlight because the white and the plants will burn. But again, these plants get upset if I don't have them in direct sunlight. Okay. Please don't break the roots, Ken. Please don't break the roots. All right. Only broke 1 root. He had wood chunks in like working mix, which I really want to put in all of my vining plants, because you have to think about golden pothos, any philodendron, any vining plant. Usually in their natural habitat, it's in a tropical region, and they're climbing on the other trees that are there, palm trees or whatever it may be. So they're used to that wood bark for them to be able to latch onto and to feel secure as they're growing. So one would think it would be beneficial to add orchid mix to your soil. I need to buy some more, but I have that orchid mix at the bottom. Now, that could have been another reason why it had those brown spots, because it wasn't happy because it had outgrown its pot. Wash the leaves, and beautiful. Julep Pothos. Yeah. This is just a plain old golden pothos. Now Miss Ma'am has gone through it. She used to be at least binding down, I don't know, 6-7 feet, and I kept moving her, had her in different pots. She just wasn't happy. This started off as a cutting from my friend. lot of my plants. Y'all might get sick of me here by my friend, but I'm my friend and we do stuff together. Anyway, I decided to put her in a terracotta pot because the one thing about terracotta pots, if you overwater, it helps wick away, because you can see I watered her recently. So that line, it helps wick away moisture. And so she's just not sitting with wet feet. I found with this plant, she does not like having wet feet. She likes to dry out, wet feet meaning the roots, but not too much. And she'll tell me when it's starting to be too much. She'll droop, and then I still wait 2 days, and then I get this. But then she'll push out new leaves, and she's happy again. But I decided that instead of having her hang down, because she was upstairs where I have all the other plants hanging down. She didn't like that either. She seems to be happier wrapped up on this moss pole. Now, the one thing about this moss pole, usually when you use moss poles, you're supposed to wet the pole and keep it wet so your plants can attach to it. I don't do that. And since I wrapped her up, this is all her new growth. So she's happy being wrapped up the way she is. But I don't need to water her because I did water most of these plants the other day. I'm just gonna. Now, are your plants gonna look beautiful if you don't water them properly? No, they're gonna have spots. I mean, this is just real life. Yellow spots. I'm just gonna clean off her leaves a little bit. This is Miss Thang. She is also in a south-facing window by herself, and she grows so well that she starts reaching out and wrapping around things. So I definitely have to keep an eye on her. Again, she will tell me when she's not happy because I'm doing improper watering techniques. So that's why we have dead leaves. But she'll get droopy. And again, the brown spots from not watering properly. But she's happy. This was a long, beautiful golden pothos that I had got from my aunt. When it was sitting in water, so I left them in water, and Mama got here, wasn't happy. So I have cut it down quite a bit. And I kept her in water, and I don't know, you see these roots? See that algae growing? I'm not gonna put them in dirt. I'm just gonna leave them just like this. Is just change out the water and try to clean it off just a little bit. And honestly, I don't put any nutrients in the water or anything. So, another golden pothos. This isn't a pothos or a philodendron. This is actually a scindapsus, but you could tell it's dirty by the leaves. But we gonna do this one just because we in the family, but we not in the family. It's the same care. Now this is in a east facing window, so it's like kitty quarter, east and south. And I don't know what this thing want to do with itself. It vines out. She wraps around everything. She went through a trying time in her life where she was not happy. So that's why we have that going on. Yeah, but the leaves are getting small. So when the leaves are getting small, that means they're not really happy with their situation. I don't know. The leaves are getting small, but she's long. I don't know what to do. Oh, Scindapsus moonlight. Moonlight. Y'all tell me what I should do. My choices are either to chop this up and try to reroot it to put it back with the mother plant in a bigger pot, or just to chop it off and be done with it and away into the compost, or just up pot it, get a better support. I think I might have another moss pole around here somewhere and just wrap it up. You tell me, what should I do? Philodendron Birkin. In the height of this plant craze, look at him. Look at him. Everybody wanted a philodendron pink princess. And I was one of those people. And I came across the Birkin, I said, I'm gonna get that. I love vining plants. But sir, hold on, I don't want to drop it. I mean, this, I don't know, but beautiful though. Look at those new leaves, beautiful. It needs better support. Love the coloring. Not in love with the growth patterns. Now this looked just like the other one that was the Scindapsus Moonlight. Boom, boom, boom. Has a little bit of dead leaves, not too bad. But look at all the gnats.
My mommy came with stuff for my birthday. Cake.
This is a cutting from my other marble green pothos that I'm going to show you. This was a plant that I had put in my son's room and it wanted to die. So I got it. It was only like 2 leaves. That's how much it grew in the past year, but I'll show the mother plant. This was the mother plant, and I've chopped her up quite a few times. And gave some cuttings to my friend, I believe. She was on a moss pole, but I just folded her on herself. She's really good as far as if I kind of slack on the watering. She doesn't get as dramatic, but yeah. So mama. Baby. It's just a plain old jade. Pothos. He was growing behind my chest that I have in the front room. He does get a little moody. I don't water properly, as you can see. And there are my children. I am recording. Do you want me to cut it out? Okay, well then come on. Mom, you're giving me lots of advice, but today I thought I'd tell you what to do. Enjoy the world in little moments and make us feel good. Oh, isn't that special? I was wondering what y'all was doing when you made a U-turn. Thank you, baby. What is that? On your birthday, Mom, I'm thinking about so many good things I would like to have come from you. Who picked these cards out? Us? Oh, this is so good. You guys picked very good cards. Thank you, babies.
You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
Open all the way up.
I did.
That's for your plants from them.
Okay. Thank you. This is the Snow Queen. It was losing its variegation, but I gave it a light, so you see some went back to just being a jade. So hopefully it'll get its color back. Pot this but not now. I don't know if I can show it. If it comes, let me see. It's got fungus in there. Or mold. I might have to repot this. I didn't realize I have so many of these Pothos and Philodendrons. This is getting ridiculous, and I still have a few more plants to go. This is a neon Pothos. I have it on a trellis, basically. Neon, because it's neon green. Very hardy, as you can tell. Brown spots for me not being consistent with the watering. But not a lot of dead leaves. Surprising. Something got to it, and I don't know what, because it's like tucked away up high on something. But yeah, she's growing. All stupid. This was a what was it, global green? Hold on. So I'm glad I checked on this because it's in the catch pot and the water went through the catch pot and the catch pot's sitting in water in this. But this was one of them fancy plants that everybody wanted to get the, and this has been a little bit of a diva, but she's been sitting in water. I'm surprised she's still alive, but I could see where she started dying off at. I've been needed to check this. The soil is soaked. I'm surprised you're not dead. It had variegation. It was like a deep two-tone color, but it's under a lamp, but I guess it wasn't enough light. But let me get this extra water out. You could kind of see it was like a two-tone color. You can kind of see it here. Right there. But this is one of the ones that everybody wanted to have, like the Pink Princess, and I finally found it when they released it so everybody can get it without it costing like $200 or something like that. I think I got it from Lowe's. Lastly, another plant that was sitting in water. Let me pour this out. Her name is Jubilee. When I bought her, she was a full pretty scindapsus. It wasn't a moonlight. I forgot which one this is. I'll put the name up. But you could tell by that. But I had big pretty leaves and then it wanted to die off. Then I cut it up, rooted it in water, got it to come back, but it's still like, eh. Hanging on, again, it's in the front room. That is west facing light, but it's not in a window and it's under a light lamp. But, oh, it's not good enough, still dripping water. There's one. The one that has this, I'm going to wrap it amongst itself. You see how things look where they're at because they're behind something else. So it's a good idea to pull your plants out at least every couple of months or so just to make sure nothing's going on. I mean, it's better to do it every time you water it, but if I hadn't did it this time, I would have had quite a few plants that probably would have died because it was sitting in the water because I couldn't tell that it was sitting in water. But, you know, it's also a good time to check the leaves, to check under the leaves to make sure they don't have any insects. I try not to let my plants touch when they're in their actual location, and the plants that are in the back stay separate from the plants in the front. So this is the first time that I actually had all these plants that are in different locations together and touching each other, which I'm not a fan of, because there's going to be one plant. I got actually two more plants left, and one of them has something going on. It's an expensive plant. My neighbor, it's another one of the plants that my neighbor bought me or gave to me because he collects plants, and he also sells them, and he'll give me a cutting or two because he's the bestest. So hopefully I'm not jinxing myself by letting all these plants be with each other. Hold please. Hey girl! Oh, you just so special. Thank you, girl. All right, bye. Oh, that was my daughter. We have a blended family, so he came with a set of twins, and I came with Xavier that you saw, and then we have Chris together. So I believe this is classified as a Prince of Orange philodendron. It grows wild and kooky, just like the Birkin. But the one thing about this plant that I've noticed, if you have philodendrons, they have a little quirk about them. Their leaves don't like to unfurl. They get stuck. Some people will get like a paper towel or a warm towel, wet it, and wrap it around the leaf to help it unfurl, or spray it. Or some people will just go in and pull it out themselves. I don't. I just let it do what it's gonna do, and it ends up looking like this, the leaves. And again, it's going all wild and crazy. To give you something. Prince of Orange. This is another plant that was given to me by my neighbor. This is a philodendron burl marks. Look at that variegation. You see that? This one is technically in the south facing window. It's not all the way in the window. This is on my Hoya shelf because I didn't know where else to put it. And so my Hoyas tend to reach out for it and wrap around it for support. But because he's by the south facing window, he's growing this way because he's reaching for the light even more. But I don't want to put him directly in the sunlight because I don't want his leaves to burn. This is going to be another plant that I'm going to put in the greenhouse once the cicadas go bye-bye. Lastly, this sickly thing. Look at this. My neighbor gave me this plant. I held on to it. It grows, it gets new leaves. It's got a new leaf right now. Now, let's make sure I say this right. It is a philodendron palmanii. They get humongous, they get big. But it's kind of fungus, and every time I get a new leaf and I think that it's gonna be okay, it does this. It did for a period of time have thrips, but that got taken care of. I have it in this long pot because it crawls. It's a crawler, and it's heavy and it's full of gnats. But yeah, I don't know what to do. It's getting a new leaf. I don't know if it's because it's full of gnats.
Throw it out.
It's an expensive plant, boo. So that's the last of it. Boo was over there reading me about my plant, talking about guys trying to tell me something he wanted to die. Anyway, what you doing? What you doing? Yeah, okay. But I didn't know I had this many. Pothos and Philodendrons. It's crazy. Oh, come on, man. All right. Before I put them back, I'm gonna wipe down the surfaces that they were on. But that's it for them. My next round of plant care will definitely be my Hoyas. I don't have as many Hoyas as I do the philodendrons. The philodendrons and the pothos were easy plants to get when I first started getting into the houseplant craze because they're so easy to take care of. They really are. Some of them have given me the flux a couple of times, but for the most part, I don't think I've ever fully killed one of these. I mean, that I know of. I haven't. They may not look great, but they're still alive. Now the Chinese evergreens, yeah, I've killed quite a few of them.
So this what you do on that work, kill plants.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.